Welcome to Arts and Crafts with Steve McDonald. If you'd like to see more videos on resin art and alcohol ink art, please hit that subscribe button. I bought these little boxes, as you can see, off Amazon. They're quite nice little boxes, and they're for putting jewellery in that you've made. They've got a little foam bit in there with a bit there, so you could sell pendants, necklaces or anything like that. And because I want to start to give my stuff away, or perhaps sell it or give it away to charity auctions, and I thought these were really nice boxes. They're made of obviously cardboard or paper, and I quite like them. Now, to make them a little bit different, what I plan to do is I plan to put a very wooden little frame around them, and then actually fill them with a resin picture, abstract resin picture of whatever the colours are that are inside, or maybe something different. Now, that might sound complicated because it's going to run over the edges, but with a frame on it, then it shouldn't do it. So what I'm going to do is, I've got hundreds of little tiny lolly sticks. They're the right thickness, they're all very even in shape. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to cut the lolly sticks into a little mitre. I don't suppose you need to do a mitre, you could do a butt-up joint. And they cut ever so easy with a razor blade at a 45-degree angle, as you can see on there. And then I'm going to glue them to the top of the lid, seal the inside as well, and that gives me the barrier that I will need to pour a little coat of resin in. I'm going to stain these little lolly stick lids, little lolly sticks as well on them, so they're a darker colour. Use a little bit of a stain, and then fill it in. I just think that makes a nice little gift. Just turns a normal box from being a dull box where you could put a sticker over it into almost a piece of art itself. Now, what I'm going to use to glue these on with is PVA glue. It's a wood glue. It's brilliant. It does stick and it seals really well, and it will stick to the cardboard really well and got a good seal. I've put the glue on this sticks. I put it on the sticks rather than the actual cardboard lid. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use something quite heavy to weight this down to ensure that there's no air under that and to get the best seal I can possibly have. So I'm actually using the PVA glue bottle, which will weight it down. And you could do several of these and have different things sitting around. And this glue, the great thing about this glue is it only takes about, in a warm day, an hour to dry, 2 hours at the most, but I would leave it 24 hours until I start to add resin, or before I start to seal it with the sealer. So this is one of the lids that I've already glued down, and as you can see, I do need to get a little bit better with my mitre joints, but you know, practice makes perfect, and I will actually get a little bit better with those as well. And all I'm going to do now is, because obviously this is absorbent, the cardboard, before I go ahead and put the resin on it, I need to protect this as well. So I'm going to give it a quick spray with this, which is crystal clear, seals, protects and enhances. And I'm going to seal this quite a few times before I put the resin over it. So this is all dry now. I'm ready to be resined. I've stained the wood around the outside, and I've also painted it black with acrylic paint in the middle, and then I've gone over it with the sealer that I showed a little while ago. And now hopefully this is sealed well enough. It should be. It's been glued down completely, and it's been sealed, and it's had 2 coats of acrylic paint put in it. Now I've mixed up my resin, as you can see there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use alcohol ink to colour the resin. It's an epoxy resin. I haven't mixed up a great deal. So there we go. I'm going to use a bit of yellow, 4 drops of yellow, because actually it goes a little bit further. It takes a little bit more of the resin to colour. And the other one I'm going to do is sapphire blue. I'm only going to put 1 drop in there and give that a mix, because that can be quite dark. Yeah, so I think, to be honest, that's enough of the sapphire blue alcohol ink. Because what I'm also going to add is, I'm adding some mica, because I do love me sparkly. So I'm going to add a bit of mica into this one, quite a bit of mica into that one. Okay, let's have a look at this. My little doggies are playing tonight. They're full of energy. It's quite warm here today. And yeah, that seems to be okay. I just think it does need a little bit more, so I'm going to pop a bit more in there. Put the lid on that, because if not I do knock it over and then it wastes the mica and it just goes everywhere, honestly. It's like a clouded rainbow in here if you knock over mica. So I'm just going to give that another stir, and that's really coming on nicely now. It's very, very sparkly and luminescent, as you can see. So there we go. That's still quite translucent with the alcohol ink in it. I do like alcohol inks for colouring the resin because you get good effects with them. So I'm going to put quite a bit of mica in that, and this is a gold mica. The other one was a blue mica. I know that because, as you can see, I do have it written on all the pots because, as you know, I'm colourblind, so I wouldn't have a clue if not. Yeah, and that's taken really well. So I'm just going to give this a bit more of a stir, make sure there's no lumpy bits in it. Lily's decided to hello Lily, bring her toy in. Okay, now we know that this isn't very deep at all because we know that that's only got a short, very small lid on it, and I just want to do quite a simple pour on this. Okay, I certainly don't want it to spill over the lid, over the wood. So I'm now going to just give this a bit of a move about. Let it do its own thing. I may drop another bit more blue in that. So there we go. Yeah, I'm just going to add a bit more blue into that gold there. And I'm just going to add a bit more gold into that blue there. Okay. I might prop that up a little bit there because it seems to be not quite as level as I would have liked it. I don't know why. Bit in there. Okay, and I'm going to just give it a bit of a move around. Now. There we go. That should have mixed up quite well in there. And it has. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave that for a few minutes, and then I'm going to just give it a little quick torch. Okay, so I don't need any more resin in there at all, but I do need to get rid of some of those bubbles. So I'm just going to pop over that with my torch, get rid of some of those bubbles. And I'll just give it a couple more minutes. it again one more time. That will heat that resin up, and that will also get it to make a slightly different pattern. It will bring up some of the colours from the bottom, as you can see. That's enough now, and hopefully we should get some small cells appearing in that, because there is 2 different colours in there. Yep, it's starting to cell up now. Nice, it just needs a bit more in that middle there. And because this isn't a silicone mould, I can actually use the heat on it a little bit more, because it's not going to damage the mould. Yeah, and those cells are really starting to come up now because of that heat, that mica, and that alcohol ink. In fact, just there needs a little bit more. Perhaps it's because there's not enough blue there. So this is the box now it's finished. It's all hardened up, and that's what it looks like. Again, I'm really pleased with it. I just think it makes it that much different, and a little bit special when you're giving it as a gift or if you're selling it. So people could even have this on their sides as a little bit of art, or in their bedroom with the jewellery on. So that's it with it stained, and now I'm going to show you it slightly different. This is the box with a black frame rather than a wood stained frame. I'd be really interested to know which one you like. I actually quite like the contrast, and it does make the miters look a lot neater, and it also really does bring out the resin picture in the middle. So let me know which one you think is better, or which one you like the most, in the comments below. I'd really appreciate that. And that just goes to show how easy it is to really spruce up and make a normal cardboard box that you can get off the internet for jewellery into something a little bit unique and a little bit special to you. Now, I will put a sticker on the bottom with my name and contact details on as well. And so there we go. There's one of the necklaces I made in a video that you'll see if you tap above. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share this video as much as you can. Bye.